My name is Vivian Rivas. I'm originally from Guatemala, and I'm a filmmaker, a documentary filmmaker. In 2008, Luis Sargueta tells me, you know what happened in Iowa? There was a big raid and more than 400 Guatemalans were arrested. And I said, really? Why? He says, well, there was a raid because there was a meat packing plant. So what should we do? And he says, what are you doing now? And I said, actually, I have nothing. But he says, let's go to Iowa. I said, let's go.
Postville, Iowa, a little town on the prairie we'll never forget. May 12th, 2008.
Around 10 o'clock this morning, immigration agents surrounded the agri-processors plant in Postville. It's the largest kosher meat packing plant in the country.
ICE agents executed criminal and civil search warrants at the company, resulting in the arrest of 389 undocumented alien workers.
To me, that was shocking. I didn't know that this country could do that. I was naive. Obviously, now I know better. But to me, it touched me because it touched a lot of Guatemalans that were here just to work. And most of their kids were Americans.
Lines and rows of Hispanic workers on their knees like dogs.
Abused, the Postville Raid, a film about how the rule of law was neglected.
They were expecting us to represent 10 criminal defendants at a time.
The court appeared to be working at the pleasure of the prosecution, bending over backwards in order to accommodate the prosecution. I've never seen that.
After working in the documentary, I had an urge to tell stories. I had to tell stories, and the only way I know is through images. In 2016, I went back to school. It was challenging because I had forgotten what it was to go to school, but it was totally worth it.
Music always inspired me. Music is about love, and I can't ride my bike without the music.
Mr. Rub is a portrait of this guy from Harlem, in the neighborhood where I live, who plays the music, biking on the street, and just connects with people by playing the music that he loves.
I see you still pedaling. I hear you, baby, I hear you. Got to do you. All right, Mr. Rob, let me go, baby. I got to go back to work.
And it makes me happy that, that I motivate somebody to make them feel good. You don't like what I'm playing, go home and play what you want. I'm not out here to please you. People come up with me with their kids and say, this is the man that played that beautiful music and really inspire us.
Oh, yeah, right.
My thesis is called Ebb Tide, and it's the story of this woman. Her name is Z Pachifichi, and she's a 86 years old teacher. And she used to teach in East Harlem in the 1990s.
Calling 311, this is Ebony. See that you're calling about a teacher?
Yes, I was a teacher in East Harlem 25 years ago with teenagers, and I'd like to reconnect with them. Is there a way that I can get their records or something that I could find them again?
She always kept all these books and VHS tapes and all this material of the work of her students, because what happened is that she was the only white teacher in that school back then. So she says that when she came to the school, they put her in a basement and they gave her the worst students. We all think they were not the worst students. It was just that probably the students that needed more love or more attention or different ways of learning. So for her it was a challenge, but it was a challenge that she loved because she was a reading specialist. So the kids were 14 and 15 years old and they couldn't read or write. She taught them how to read or write, but she used music and rap. in order to get to them. But she never forgot favorite student that she had. She never forgot his name, and that was the trigger for me to start researching and making this story.
Hello.
I cannot believe this.
Long time no see.
Oh my God.
Wow. It's a long time. I remember you used to look down at me. Now I'm looking down. Wow. How you doing? This is Gigi.
I knew someday, I knew you would make it, that's all.
Thank you.
And if you know how he used to come into my room, I have something, I have to let it out. Melvin, I have a whole group I'm working with. It can't wait. And I said, are you gonna disturb anyone? And he said, no, I just need backup. I need this, I need that. And I said, put away your books because we're gonna copyright them. Right? Do you remember that? It was my favorite student.
Wow. Thank you.